what I got this week. Will you grab the Zone Raiders for me?
Sorry, I just, like, literally right before you hit stream, I got the Mortal Kombat theme stuck in my head.
So that's what we're going to have to deal with. Yeah. Before we even...
Yeah.
People are talking about games to remake online recently, like old DOS and Windows 95 games, and this is the game that needs to be remade right here. This is Zone Raiders. Look at the box art. It actually has... These are actual holes in the box, like... Check that action out.
Specific zones that got raided.
Yeah, I'm now... This is how you are a Zone Raider now. So put that on.
Oh, man. Hey, Hutch. Thanks for subscribing, buddy.
Yo, Hutch, what's up?
How you doing, Hutch?
You want your job back? Is that what you're doing with this subscription thing? You're trying to trick me?
Yeah.
So Hutch is actually setting up some cool stuff to do in town. That'll be coming next month. We'll show you. Anyway, Zone Raiders. Maybe we'll play this next week. But this is this game is very similar to Doom. It reminds me of Descent a little bit too, and it also reminds me of Driver because you're driving around in these cars that feel like old 70s like boats. You know those like
they
old
handle
70s.
like them.
They handle, but they're hover cars, and you drive around shooting stuff. Can't wait to play that. Found it for $7.99, and I was like, what the hell? Yes, I'll take it for $7.99.
Take my money, Bezos.
All right, we got a lot of fun things to talk about. Nope. Stay tuned because we are all going to have a conversation about the most likely way that the world's going to end. Are you ready for that?
Oh yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Super ready. That was nice.
Lovely. I like that intro.
Our transitions are just getting smoother and smoother into that intro.
Yeah.
Much better than that week that we
This is awkward.
forgot to...
How does everything move every week, speaking of that week?
Here, tell you what. You can have that there. How's that?
We got a new webcam over here. Mm-hmm. The Vitrade Stream Cam. It's a 1080p web camera.
We'd show you, but then we can't. You hit the wrong button.
This one.
You want the webcam button.
Which one's the webcam button?
The one that says webcam on it? Maybe?
How did it get a name like that?
I don't know. You hit the Chex Quest button by accident.
Oh, you have personal experience with this article. We're going to start on the second article instead of the first one.
Doug's fine. He's right behind us.
I gave him so much water yesterday, like a pot of water.
Doug is getting very thick, though.
Can they not see Doug over there?
Yeah.
See, I hate when it gets hot. My hair is like flat.
I mean, we could move him to right here so you can kind of see him in the background a little bit. Yeah. Special guest. Keep him coming. Keep him coming.
You got him. Let's get him more.
You see him? There you go. Look at that boy in the background there.
Yeah.
Hey, Doug.
Doug can't talk.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
We told Doug he could be on the show if he didn't say anything. So.
Anyway, Apple's going to start telling users if the iOS updates are going to slow down their phones. And when Justin first got hired, he had a slow iPhone.
Remember, yeah, back in the day when I first got this job, we made a video called Apple to Android, which was about me switching off my Apple phone and stuff and you know, moving to an Android phone. No regrets. And part of it, the video was like me being like, it feels like every time I update, my phone slowed down. And I didn't have it in the video, but I even had like chat blocks of me with Apple support being like, it feels like my phone slows down every time I do a major update. Why is that? They're like,
no.
Oh, we assure you that doesn't happen and blah, 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 blah. It's and then later, like years later, they finally were like, we're assholes.
Yep. And this is all thanks to the United Kingdom's Competitive and Markets Authority, CMA. The reason for the slowdown is because the battery deteriorates over time and Apple devices are sealed up, like completely. What are these guys downstairs talking about?
What's it say?
Well, these jackasses downstairs. We got a marketing team downstairs and they're hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you've ever wanted to hear a bunch of guys high five about how they're alcoholics, come talk to these people underneath us because they think it's so fucking cool. Like, it's really great.
I hope they can hear us.
Yeah.
Come up here. I'll fight them right here on camera.
We'll fight.
Anyway, so the reason they do this is because the battery deteriorates over time, but if they, like, slow the phone down a little bit, then the battery can last a little longer, and that's just pretty much what they're doing. But now they're going to start disclosing, like, hey, your battery sucks, and they're actually being forced. I mean, Apple wouldn't do this unless they were being forced to do it. Let's face it. Apple's not gonna just like volunteer like this information. Hey, we're making our product that you paid $1,000 for shittier.
Yeah.
Because the battery, it's not designed to last more than a couple of years. No, they're not going to do that. So, anyway, okay, I've got a little bit of a thing to talk about here. You guys want to rant about Linux?
Are we ranting already?
I'm going to rant about Linux.
Wow. Okay. Hang on.
Not just a little bit. I mean, barely.
Okay.
But I think
so it's more like a rant 15 than a rant 30.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like it's like a, come on, Ubuntu. Come on, guys. What the hell? So, they're doing something that Nvidia users may actually like. They're packaging Ubuntu 19.10 with the Nvidia driver packages already built onto the ISO. So for people who run Nvidia cards, it's going to pop open and just work. But a lot of people are going to probably install this and then immediately go and install the newer version, the better version, and just grab something from a repository or whatever. They're going to grab them and install those. They're going to download the default drivers. So it's kind of weird to even have it on there because people are going to go and install new stuff anyway. But it's really bloated. It's just adding more bloat. And the other thing that's weird about this is if you're someone who's not that familiar with Linux and you have an an AMD graphics card.
Oh.
Like I've been living in like the 90s this week as far as hardware goes, like checking out old hardware in the 90s and 2000s.
But if you do have an ATI card,
yeah, if you have an
it's time
ATI
to upgrade. I don't know.
I got some recommendations.
Yeah.
I'll send you our affiliate links. Speak Linux. I thought it said Speak Linux for a second.
No, special Linux.
Speak Linux to me, baby. So I don't think this is weird, but I mean, does anybody seriously use Ubuntu over Linux Mint anymore? Because I used Ubuntu for a while because it was the most supported, but now with the latest version of Linux Mint, it's like I can have all the features that I wanted from Ubuntu with a more streamlined interface and even more features. So I'm using that and also MX Linux. Those are the two things because they're both based on Debian, but yeah. And
There we go.
Oh, was that gone?
Yeah, we weren't having chat show up.
Oh dear, I'm terribly sorry. Anyone who was left out of the video.
Yes, quite.
Yes,
Quite.
I'm also been watching Downton Abbey again this week because
There's a movie coming out.
I know that's why.
There's a movie.
That's why I'm rewatching it. After Game of Thrones was over, I was like, I need to fix this by watching like one of the best shows of all time.
Yeah.
So it's like Downton Abbey. We're gonna watch Maggie Smith tear people apart.
Yep.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
The Dowager Countess clucking around after people.
If you guys haven't seen that, it's like about as good as Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Season 1 through 4. Anyway.
Yeah, easily way better character development than anything.
Anything after season 4, yeah.
Anything post season 4 Game of Thrones.
Did we watch John Wick yet? Have you seen John Wick?
No, actually.
I'm hoping they show it on the plane. Last time I was on the plane, they had all the John Wick movies. Who are we flying? Delta?
I don't know who we're flying.
I don't know either. I think it's
Spirit.
taking Spirit across the ocean.
Yeah. We have to row halfway there. But
Spirit Airlines is actually a motorboat. At least it's roomier than the normal airplane.
yeah.
So yeah, I can't really see the chat over there, but yeah. I've heard John Wick kills a lot of people though.
He does. They killed his dog, so he retaliates.
That's a good movie.
Yep. That's what I was kind of like that's all I really wanted in the Endgame movie, the Avengers Endgame movie, was to like just have some like angry like 30-something-year-old house mom like just come flying in and like punch Thanos across the face and be like, what the fuck? And be like, you disintegrated my cat. And like just have some really angry pet owner just go to town on Thanos. That's what you really needed out of it.
I don't know anything about Thanos. I haven't seen any of the Avengers movies except
looks
I think
like
I saw part 1. Is that the one with lots of bow and arrow action?
Yeah.
Hawkeye was in that one.
Thanos is barely in that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks like a
Who's the villain in part 1? I don't even remember.
Loki.
Was it Loki?
Yeah, he was the bad guy in that one. And
there's nothing terrifying about Loki.
And the
at all.
aliens coming through. Yeah. Well. And Thanos was kind of it's stupid, but he looks like a California raisin on steroids.
Kind of want to see him doing like the little line dance and song and everything. This is kind of a funny article. Comcast, they do a ton of lobbying. In fact, they do so much lobbying that
How much do they do?
It would be too hard for them to tell you. That's how much. They do so much lobbying that it's just too difficult to tell you. And this is weird because it's not the public, it's not the government, it's their shareholders saying like, hey, you should be a little more forthcoming about disclosing how much money you're giving to politicians. The politicians aren't saying shit. They're like, no, we like the money. But Comcast's response is that, it's just, God, guys.
They're like, guys, maybe you're not familiar with how supervillainy works. We don't have to do those things.
We don't have to tell you anything. We own the fucking government.
Yeah.
The thing about Comcast is it's not just the federal government in which they're lobbying. They spend a ton of money lobbying local governments, state governments, municipalities being like, hey, we know you guys think you're going to run your own internet, but you're not, because we're going to talk to your state legislature and we're going to set up a new law saying you guys can't do shit.
They're like the internet mafia.
They are. They're Comcast. And the other thing that's interesting.
It'd be a shame if Comcast had to send someone to break your kneecaps.
I think it was in Tennessee where Comcast was caught like pretty much red-handed writing like legislative stuff and then signing the name of the guy with whoever it was. I forgot who it was. I think it was Tennessee. But the politician was basically allowing Comcast to write letters on their behalf, like saying like the cable industry needs XYZ and the internet industry needs XYZ, signed by me. And Comcast was writing those letters. Yeah. And so that's how much they're lobbying they're doing. But it's just, they can keep track of, like who to go lobby. Of course, internally, they'll be like, pay him money. But when it comes down to like telling everyone else, guys, it's so fucking hard. He wants to go out of business because that's how you go out of business. Just too much work.
Oh, poor Comcast. Let's feel bad for Comcast. Let's take a minute to feel bad for Comcast.
That's enough.
Anyway, yeah.
Well, this is really cool for programmers. If you're someone out there who likes to write a little open source code, GitHub is launching. I give up.
Logan, you and English just not been friends today. So anyways, GitHub is launching a Patreon-esque tool for developers called Sponsors. Now I gotta tell you, like
that's an
I could see the guy at the pitch meeting and be like, Kickstarter, GoFundMe, what do all these things have in common? Sponsors. Like, and then someone was like, you brilliant son of a bitch.
That's a really good idea, but I have some weird feelings about this because whenever money gets involved in open source, stuff starts getting a little weird. Or whenever money starts getting involved in like things that people do as for love and for a hobby, things get weird. I want these guys to make a ton of money, and I want them to be able to quit their jobs and just work on their repo or whatever. I want them to be able to just spit code out all day long, make stuff that improves our lives. And I want big businesses to show up and be like, listen, we're going to sponsor you for $5,000 a month if you'll make these changes or maybe fork it over here for us. That would be really cool. But here's the thing. You've got a lot of nerds online who feel like money is the devil. And they're the type who show up and they're like, hey, excuse me, free software, so whatever people are here. And we'd like to tell you that anything you do to make money is evil. I'll be right back. I've got to finish delivering this pizza.
Yeah.
It's like, but don't make money on anything you love. That makes it evil. Like there's that thing. And then there's also the jealousy. I'm wondering if there's going to be a lot of bullshit drama based on the jealousy. Like one person's going to get successful, and then he's going to say something online where he'll get on Twitter. This is going to happen. He'll get on Twitter and be like, hey, all you guys yelling at me, thanks for the donations. You are not actually entitled to all these demands. Thank you very much. This is my project. And then someone else is going to be like, doesn't respect his sponsors. And it's going to explode. Just watch.
It's going to happen.
But hats off to GitHub. They're going to give away 100% of the money for the first year. They're not going to take a cut. And they're also going to match up to $5,000 to each developer for the first year. So they're putting a lot of money and muscle into this. So that's really cool.
Talk in the chat is wondering about if 5G is really as harmful as they say.
Harmful, do you mean like causing cancer?
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. I haven't tested it, and I'm not a scientist or biologist or a physicatrist.
Now, Logan. I've read several different people commenting on Facebook about this, and I have to disagree with you.
Were you in the were you in the Soccer Moms forum?
Yeah, I was on my anti-vaxxer forum the other day, and someone brought up 5G, and no.
I think one of the biggest problems about 5G is the fact that Huawei is one of the main companies who's going to be implementing this, and they want to do it globally. And if Huawei is able to implement 5G on a global scale, then China will basically be able to listen to everything that's happening on 5G. That's an issue. if
Yeah.
Huawei is going to be the only company that can implement it. I'm not sure how it's going to work out, but that's a rumor.
It's not going to give you cancer any more than anything else gives you cancer on a
Maybe it
day-to-day
will. I don't know.
basis. Who
Maybe
knows?
this is the one.
Fuck it. Yeah, why not?
Maybe this one. Maybe this is the frequency that tickles the cancer
Who knows?
nerves.
Yeah, who knows? Why not? Maybe it is. Maybe it is not. I don't. Whatever.
How about that?
Okay.
There we go.
Because I keep on hitting the mic every time now.
Oh yeah, you don't want to.
It's because I'm left-handed.
Wrong-handed, you mean?
And I'm left-handed and sitting on the right side. Ugh.
All right, let's This is a fun thing on Reddit, but I wanted
Okay.
to like talk about this with everybody for a little while because people don't talk about this enough. What's the most likely? I'm gonna close this article so we can't get their ideas, right? A bunch of Hollywood ideas and stuff. I didn't really look at all that much, but the most likely scenarios for world ending, and I've been reading some books from Graham Hancock about lost civilizations and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They may have had, events that nearly ended their world, but they didn't. So what do you think would be the thing that could maybe send us all into extinction in the world? And what do people in the comments think? What do you guys think?
Yeah,
would be,
what's
the most likely thing?
Nuclear apocalypse.
The Koreans.
Yeah. The second coming of Christ. Vaccinating our kids.
Vaccinating.
Pornhub. Yep.
Virus. All right.
Definitely Pornhub.
All right.
Yep.
That'll just rub us right out.
Yep. We'll rub ourselves out of existence.
Rub yourself out.
Yep. I'll just rub myself out. Thank you. Oh, wow. Let's see.
No. So technology. So is it going to be artificial intelligence? Are the robots going to become so smart they're like,
God,
all right,
I wish it was.
these fucking meat bags won't stop destroying the earth, so we're going to put them in cages.
I mean, like, at least that would be an interesting end to all of us. Not just like nuclear, we fucked it all up. Great. Sizzle, everyone's gone. Like, at least we get to do a cool, like, fight for humanity on the way out.
I think that is probably the most likely scenario. Robots, like the Terminator scenario, I think is probably going to turn out to be the most
CRISPR.
CRISPR.
Yep.
Genetic engineering is another thing because we're going to change who we are entirely. In 10, 20 years, babies might not be born through normal sex. It's going to be born through fertilization, where you'll go and you'll pick you'll pick the best fertilized egg and be like, let's implant that one because that we know that one. And, that's also going to be a weird thing because you know what's going to happen? Autism and Down syndrome are not going to be a thing anymore because you'll be able to pick your fertilized egg based upon criteria of like, let's make sure we get the ones that's not going to have any birth defects or one that's not going to have anything like Down syndrome and autism, which is going to be weird for the autistic people and the people with Down syndrome who are currently alive. Once that's no longer a thing, they're going to be like way out there. You know what I mean? Like they're going to be completely separated. So I'm not sure if that'll stir up some trouble there, but what else we got over there?
Let's see. According to my source, the end of the world will be on February 14th in the year 2016. Who knows? California might be governed by a Terminator bot one day.
I'm okay with that.
I think the day that someone like genetically creates spiders with wings, it's over. Like at that point, the day that they're just unleashed upon humanity, there'll be a huge portion of the world that will just kill themselves. Like
spiders with wings.
Yep.
Mass self-extinction.
Yeah. Brought on by the fact that someone introduced spiders with wings into the world.
Okay, what if someone just genetically made spiders that were about the size of tigers?
Yeah.
Done. We're done.
So many people would be like, okay, bye.
Global warming is up there.
Yep.
And I'm going to use the term global warming, even though everyone says climate change these days. But global warming is they said it's no longer like it's politically sensitive to say global warming. You have to say climate change. No, global warming.
Because it's really happening globally.
So, CERN. No one's said asteroid yet.
Yeah.
I don't. There's a gazillion things floating around there. We go through, basically a huge area of meteoric activity, comets and stuff like that twice a year. We just as we're spending, we go through this thing twice a year, once a year, I forget. Anyway, that's a big thing.
I think I wouldn't rule out alien apocalypse either. We kind of hope for that. It's an advanced species being like, all right, you guys obviously can't treat things nicely here. Like,
right.
You know, it could be real.
Let me get his new book real quick. I'm going to bring it up. Where's his works? I'll just bring it up over here. I got a book here to recommend to you guys. I should bring it up.
Hi, LL Cool J. No, LL Cool Jew. Excuse me.
LL Cool Jew. All right.
Yeah.
Coolest Jew in our chat right now.
Yep.
Guaranteed. Is it guaranteed? All right, I recommend reading this book, guys. It's called America Before. So America Before is a book by Graham Hancock, where he goes, and there's a lot of dogma in the scientific community. You know, like at first they were like, no one came to America until about 2,000 years ago, guaranteed. But now they're finding evidence of giant civilizations, you know, tens and 20,000s of years ago, in like the Amazon and stuff. But everything was kind of wiped out about 12,000 years ago, right around the time when there's a huge impact crater in Greenland. So all these civilizations across North America and parts of South America and a lot of places in the world, right at the end of the Ice Age, something happened, a massive meteor hit. And that wiped out a lot of civilization. Could have been a more advanced civilization than we, you know, thought originally. We thought, you know, they're running around like throwing spears at each other, but yeah. So who knows?
Ew, we're not talking about Comcast.
Read Graham Hancock stuff, guys. All right.
Read your Bibles.
Portable air conditioning units. We need those for the office.
These are kind of cool.
Yeah, it's just a patch that they developed at UC San Diego. It's a Peltier cooling device, so it'll need some electricity. The way it works is you have like a metal contact. The electrical current makes it so that there's a hot zone and a cold zone. The heat dissipates quickly to one side, whereas the other side stays cold. Sometimes it can condensate. Sometimes it can get ice cold, so they'll have to make sure it doesn't like freeze onto your arm or anything like that. But it does require power. But this would be really cool for like futuristic suits where they're like going to super hot places, because you can keep these things at like 0 degrees or colder.
Yeah.
And you could like cover the entire inside of the suit in this. It would take a lot of power, but
It'd be pretty rad.
yeah, it'd be pretty cool. I mean, this is not new technology though. It's basically just the Peltier effect. Anyway, moving right along. High-tech wood. I was going to talk about this.
Now, new scientists.
Leave me alone. I was going to talk about this, but the practicality of building this is so low that it's a wood that's very reflective. It can even absorb heat inside a house. But the practicality of manufacturing this is so low. It's almost as strong as steel, too.
Yeah, it's got a tensile strength of 404 megapascals.
I will pretend I know what that means.
Making it 8.7 times stronger than natural wood and comparable to metal structure materials, including steel.
It's probably going to be too difficult to manufacture, but if they can figure out that, then we can talk. So, and they're also trying to work on transparent wood, which is going to be way more insulating than glass. I can't wait to make transparent wood trees. Can we engineer those?
Neat.
Go to the invisible forest, cut some of those down, make windows. That's how it works, guys. Get with the program, and then by getting with the program, you better get some gear.
Yeah!
There we go. Get one of these Vihander shirts, y'all.
Or one of these Burning Earth shirts. I don't care. Either one is fine.
This will identify you as a gamer.
Don't want to wear the same shirt every day? Get a mug. Again, I don't care what you get as long as you get something.
I got that. We really need to make some new T-shirts, but
Oh yeah, we say that every week.
I know. I've got about 1,000 ideas, but have to justify it by being able to sell at least 50 of them. Any marketing bros out there want to help us market this shit? Anybody? Anyway, thanks a lot, guys. While we're in Taiwan, how about 20% off?
How about it?
How about it?
How about it?
Guys, while we're in Taiwan for Computex, I'll do 20% off. I'll start it as soon as this thing's over. I'll go sit down and turn everything to 20% off. When we get back from Taiwan, it's going back to normal. So
Yep. So you'll have from now until the 1st.
right. So go ahead and talk for a second. Do like a juggle. I'll go ahead and do it right now so people who are watching,
All right.
you know. I know somebody messaged me and they're like, hey, man, I really want the Chrome hoodie, but it's a couple $100. So 20% off.
Let's
you know,
let's do a 20%. You know what? We're calling this a flash 20% off sale right now. It's happening.
Yeah,
just
20%
now.
off, and I will flash them.
Yeah, because we like you guys. They want to know if there's any new Zweihander records coming out anytime soon. While you're doing this,
So the stuff I've been working on is so. The recent stuff is very cyberpunk to the point of where it doesn't. I mean, it sounds kind of like Zweihander, but it almost could work as another name entirely. So I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know. It's probably better than my old stuff.
Okay, that's fair.
If you wanted a chiptune album, I could probably crank that out in a month if everyone left me alone and I just did it for a month. That's usually the way I work with a lot of the albums. I'm like busy, and I'm like, everyone leave me alone for a month. I go and make the complete album in a month and then throw it online. So
yeah,
that's pretty much it. I don't know my name and password, do I?
Do you?
No.
All
right, I'll do this
we'll
afterwards.
Do it here.
Yeah.
We'll do it after.
Sorry, guys.
It's fine.
I'll let you know, though.
All right.
All right, let's have some fun.
Let's talk about Star Wars. Please and thank you. So, a new Star Wars movie based off of Knights of the Old Republic is going to be in the works, which this is pretty exciting, especially because when Disney took over Star Wars, they like outlawed so many different things from Dark Horse and old canon and stuff that it was like, this is still good.
This is still canon?
Oh, okay, great. It's currently being written by, I can never pronounce this lady's name, Leita Kalogridis.
She wrote Avatar and Shutter
Island. Yeah.
And she has an elf name.
Yeah. She totally has an elf name. She kind of looks like an elf, too. Anyway.
They're letting elves write movies now.
Yeah, that was nice of her.
They can't vote yet.
Yeah. So...
Especially not in Georgia, they'll never be able to vote.
The scary thing about this, though, and this is a pretty good transition into complaining about Game of Thrones for one last time, is that
stop complaining about
is that Weiss and Beinhoff, this may be the project that they're slated to work, because it's been in the works that they're going to be working on a Star Wars project now that Game of Thrones is over and they can just masturbate on tops of piles of money.
I'm totally okay with that.
Yeah, but they're going to be working on they're going to be working on this, which. If they're literally just producing and not writing anything, that's fine.
I mean, look at the way they ran the show. Look at the costume designers they hired. Look at the cinematographers that they hired. Game of Thrones has the best cinematography of any television show ever.
Sure.
TV, ever. The best cinematography. It's like movie quality cinematography every fucking week. So there's that. Look at the set designers. Look at the location scouts. Look at the cast they got together. They cast most of the roles very well.
Yeah.
And it all fell apart when they started writing it. So as long as she's writing it, I am completely okay with them show running or producing.
Exactly.
Or whatever.
Like, they're really great at producing stuff. They are not good at writing things. They literally couldn't write their way out of a room. No. Like they
without two Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah, two Deus Ex Machina, the plot changing halfway through the room for how they get there.
People teleporting for no reason.
Yeah, 4 nudity scenes and a time jump.
Why was there no nudity in the last
Yeah, seriously.
There was like no nudity in the last season.
Yeah.
Like at least they could have had some naked people running in peril. If they weren't going to do sexy nudity.
So some people are saying even better than Vikings, stuff like that. You know what I always thought had some really nice direction and art style and stuff to it? That AMC show Into the Badlands.
I haven't seen that.
It's a generic kind of apocalypse show, but their color use and their choice of their cinematography and stuff is beautiful in the show. They have some really amazing shots in the scene that are just like absolutely gorgeous use of color and like juxtaposition of characters and stuff like that. It's really, really nice.
Okay, Vikings did look good. We got anybody else arguing any other shows?
The Orville?
The Orville? Yeah. The best cinematography?
I did all right for cinematography.
I mean,
I did appreciate in the season finale that Seth MacFarlane was basically like, watch me do Star Wars, guys. I know this is a Star Trek show, but for one episode, I'm going to do it Star Wars instead, and watch me do Star Wars better. Okay, here I go. And then he just did it better and then went back to being a Star Trek show. Like, it was pretty nice, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's going to be any of that, I feel like HBO just does the best quality like cinematography for most of their shows, but I don't know, we can argue about this. Black Mirror is very, very good when it comes to cinematography. Vikings, I want to say they're almost cheating because they're shooting in a lot of that stuff. Are they shooting a lot of that in Scandinavia and stuff?
Yeah, it's like doing the work for them.
It's like, but yes, how did you shoot this? Oh, I just held up my cell phone and pressed record. And it's beautiful.
We were just like, we need a gorgeous, breathtaking view. How about that one right over there?
Perfect.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right. Are you sure that gorgeous, breathtaking view wouldn't be better? I don't know. Let's walk for another 6 minutes.
Yeah.
So this got posted and then put away really quickly, but here is the preview trailer for Picard.
It doesn't
15
really
years ago.
No, it just kind of shows him on a vineyard for the most part.
I'm gonna skip through. You guys are seeing it all like this, and there it is.
Yeah.
They're like, what are they? Why did you
But
retire?
why did you? It's
Why did
going to
leave
answer.
Starfleet?
Why did you leave Starfleet? So tell me, Admiral, why did you leave Starfleet?
And then he doesn't say anything, and then you have to watch it.
Yep. Now you have to know, but it's going to explain why he left Starfleet.
Is Riker going to be in this? You think?
I don't know.
He's got to be.
They gotta meet up for a drink at some point so he can like step over a chair and sit with him.
If he doesn't, throw on my
Yeah.
thing, whatever I'm watching on, throwing it out the window.
I was kind of upset that the person talking to him in this wasn't Guinan. It's just like a random lady's voice. Maybe I want Guinan to appear because they had a pretty like the relationship between Guinan and Picard is pretty solid too.
I want Troy's mother to be in this.
Oh, Loxana?
Yeah, Loxana
she's
Troy.
nuts.
I really want to see Loxana Troy.
I love Loxana Troy and the episodes that she appears and that's like one of the best episodes of The Next Generation when the Ferengis take her and Picard is just like, you know what, fucking blow up their ship. If I can't have her, no one can. And then he sits there and quotes like, "'Tis better to have loved and lost than to never loved at all" at the Ferengis, and they're all like, fuck, send her back, you know, all that stuff. And he's just like calling the bluff the whole time, and then she finally leaves and Picard's like, all right, let's get as far away from her as possible. Warp 9, like they used Warp 9 to escape an exploding Borg cube and to escape Loxana Troy. Like,
if you guys haven't seen these episodes, I'm going to be rewatching them after I finish my exercise room.
Yeah.
The step mill that I ordered, it's been 2 weeks they haven't shipped it. I called them yesterday. I was like, where the hell is my step mill? I've got a lot of Star Trek to watch and a lot of steps to take in my exercise room. And they're like, oh, well, we ordered a replacement part because one of the parts wasn't working and it's on back order and it's going to take 2 more weeks. And I'm thinking it's fucking scam at this point.
thanks for telling me that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't message me at all. Not any communication.
I started watching Deep Space Nine.
I've not watched it. Don't give it away. That's what I'm watching when I first get on the step mill.
Yeah.
I'm going to sweat and watch Deep Space Nine.
Originally didn't like Cisco that much. I'm giving it another try. So, we're going to see.
He's very, he always seemed like very one note to me.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's dynamic or not, so we'll see.
We're going to find out.
We'll find out, yes.
So, it's official. Sonic the Hedgehog is being pushed back to 2020 because
They've got to fix his face.
they didn't. They're like, well, I guess we could try not to make it a shit show. But now it's going to be pushed back to February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Gloves.
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 He's got gloves on.
Okay, they're going to put gloves on him.
Yeah.
Are they going to put gloves? They better put gloves on him.
Whew.
Voyager, really?
Yeah.
Prefers Voyager over Deep Space Nine. I mean, I thought Voyager was okay, but just I would have much rather have that same cast in regular Federation space flying around instead of out in the middle of nowhere.
God, Smiler Online says, do you think they would make a Golden Axe movie? I would crap my pants with joy for days if they made a Golden Axe movie.
That would be so cool.
Yeah, and film it. Like,
But I mean, I don't even know what the plot is.
Axe Battler appeared and he's a dick and he has the golden axe. You guys have to stop him, just like it was in the games. That's
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll watch it because it's ridiculous.
Sure.
So, why aren't you doing this?
I don't know. I got really I got really mad about this. I was
like, hey.
6 fucking figures. I am way undercharging for my D&D games. Like,
Did you wait? People out there before you even get. Did you guys know that he charges for D&D games?
I do.
Because he's a professional DM. Did you guys know that?
Yes.
Like you
Yes.
you can hire him.
People give me money to teach them how to play Dungeons and Dragons.
And we got a couple clients here in town, including 2 marketing firms now.
Yep.
2 marketing firms he's running games for.
2 marketing firms. I have a group with like a pretty well-known professional comedian in it. I'm starting up something else soon, possibly with someone that works with Geek and Sundry and stuff like that as well.
Really?
So I may be doing a game with them as well. So yeah, I got a couple things in the works. Yeah. Pretty interesting though, the amount of people that are like gunning for it and the variety of people that want to sit down and play D&D. It's very neat.
Well, now you can hire. I mean, this is going to probably explode, and everyone's going to start doing this. But,
Yeah.
Megan Hardy, she started doing this, had to quit her job. Now it's a full-time thing. She's making 6 figures. She's done 248 classes.
Yep, she's doing OutSchool, which is an online teaching resource, and she's using D&D to tie in different things like math and, critical thinking and things like that. But she's teaching kids how to play D&D online and making too much money for it.
So how's she doing? Is she being like, 6 kobolds come in, each holding 4 hammers.
Mm-hmm.
If 2 of them drop 3 of their hammers, how many hammers will the 2 kobolds have if they never were born? Is that what's happening?
One lich is leaving the elemental plane of fire on the day of Morndas. Another lich is leaving the elemental plane of death on Thorsdoth. What point will they reach Waterdeep and level it to the ground? Sulfurex.
$100,000 a year.
Oh, I think I know the answer. Did you roll for initiative? No.
Oh. Mm-hmm. More D&D.
Yep. Yeah. Rigor, are you happy? Are you happy now? We're talking about this D&D stuff. Oh, finally. Okay, there it is. Jeez.
What is it?
Rigor just like sits there and is like, "That's not D&D. That ain't D&D either." Ah, finally D&D. Like that's just what I view Rigor doing.
You tell me about this.
Yeah. So last week on the show we talked about Stephen Colbert doing playing D&D with Critical Role's Matt Mercer and doing it for the Red Nose Day. And so they actually have it posted now. Here's a link where you can see it all and see it. Much like we kept yelling about last week, he did play a bard, which is awesome. And you get to kind of watch, like there's this whole part at the beginning where Matt like sits and talks with Stephen Colbert about like his experience playing and stuff. And this guy, like much like how he can just like regurgitate Lord of the Rings stuff and everything like that, very similar to that, he sat down and he was like, so if I want to play a monk, do I have to be a cleric first? And everything, because he was referring to older editions of Dungeons and Dragons.
Whatever.
Where if you wanted to be a monk, you had to first be a cleric and then multi-class into things to become a monk. Just like you couldn't just be a bard to start, you had to do a couple things first to be one.
Right.
Like and so
no, it's not like that anymore.
And you can watch Matt sit there be like, no, okay, it's not like that. But every time he's like game recognizes game kind of thing going on while they're playing. It's really awesome, and the dude is definitely a seasoned role player. Like, he hasn't played for years and years and years, but you can tell.
Yeah, I'd sit down with him in second ed. That would be fun.
Yeah. So much fun. It's about an hour long to watch. I've watched some of it. It's pretty funny. It's definitely, Stephen Colbert is an excellent role player.
I have to admit, I have a hard time watching other people play games. I don't know. It's even for video games, I can understand the appeal of watching it live because you can hang out in the chat and talk and stuff like that. But watching the VOD afterwards or watching the video afterwards is always a little bit difficult for me to like. Maybe if I throw it on a third monitor while I'm working on something else and it's like background noise, I can do that. But I have a little bit of a hard time with just watching someone play a game. I mean, the banter is different, though.
Yeah, this is a little nice because it's a one-shot thing and it's like for the shtick of it.
Right.
Like if this was a regularly occurring series, I wouldn't be able to watch it. The only thing I can really watch is Harmon Quest, and that's because they do the cartoon and stuff with their role playing. Like it's more like a TV show than it is about them role playing, really. But yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Like I can't watch other people play video games. I'm just like, no, I want to play, and I feel like I'm even doing less than nothing. Like some like watching TV makes me feel like I'm doing nothing. Watching someone play a video game on TV makes me feel like I've achieved the next level of doing nothingness. Like
it's like a black void inside nothingness.
Yeah. It's like a turducken of nothingness. Like
the nothing inside the nothing.
Yeah.
You have found it. I need to write that down. That'd be a good plot line for that. Just sounds like
the
one of the
turducken of nothingness.
Yes, the nothing inside the nothing. We must defeat it. Whatever that means.
Yeah.
Do you think they will bring D&D to the new Android desktop? What does that mean? Like, do I think they will bring D&D in what form? Like, character sheets and
explain your question.
Yeah. I don't know what you mean by that because D&D is everywhere. It is.
Yeah, it is all things.
It is in us.
It surrounds us.
And now you can get the unofficial D&D supplements.
Mm-hmm. So there's an unofficial D&D supplement, Villains and Layers 3. It's free, and it gives you a lot of cool stuff if you need some bad guys. Just gives you a nice roster of bad dudes and some cool layers and stuff to do. And it's just a lot of cool pre-written stuff. But it's worth checking out, especially because it's free.
Yeah,
Yeah.
free's the keyword. We got a few more free things to talk about soon.
Oh man,
What?
there was a thing on the side. This looks awesome too. Ooh. Yeah. If you haven't,
Primal.
I didn't include this, but if you haven't seen the preview for Primal yet,
Brutal.
it looks fucking awesome.
I'm glad we still have brutality.
Like,
I mean, I'm worried about the day when brutality and boners are illegal.
but like this looks so great. And the only reason I need to know that it's going to be great is because the words Gennady Tartakovsky are appearing on it.
Looks beautiful.
That dude is the fucking man. Every cartoon he's ever made is amazing.
Good Lord.
Yeah. Yeah. This guy is anytime he makes a cartoon, I'm 100% behind it.
An MMO on Android's new desktop mode coming later this year. What?
Oh.
I know not of this.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll have to look this up. I don't know about it. Cookies, yes, of course.
Yes. So,
A not plagiarized version of.
yeah, so this is
That's hot.
Modifius, the guys who are
Making every
frankly
fucking
just
game.
fucking killing it as far as role-playing games coming out recently are. Basically, if it's not Dungeons and Dragons, Modifius is putting it out and it's fucking great.
They're doing Star Trek and Star Wars and
No,
Conan.
Fantasy Flight does Star Wars. Yeah.
Conan, they do.
Yep, they have John Carter from Mars, Things from the Loop,
Tales from the
or
Loop.
Tales from the Loop, Things from the Flood,
Things from
Mutant Year Zero,
Just
yeah,
every desktop role.
yeah,
game
they have
is
some
basically
like they've done. They do all the really great stuff that's coming out recently. So they're going to be doing a wargaming, like a tabletop wargaming, maybe a little bit more akin to like Warhammer 40K or something like that. But it's going to be taking place in the Elder Scrolls world, and it's going to be
comes with all these figurines.
call
and
to
stuff.
arms, stuff like that, which is weird a little bit. And because, like the Elder Scrolls universe is so much more about like one-on-one fighting with things.
Yeah, that and also
And
just
then-
a
but-
lot of lore.
Yeah, but this is like, massive fighting on the,
Cool.
yeah.
Hey, we got a lot of free stuff. Mm-hmm. Sims 4 is free on Origin.
Yep. Worst thing is they have to download Origin.
If you want the Sims.
Yeah. But Sims 4, it's totally free right now. It's free till the 28th. So,
This is also free,
Mm-hmm.
and if you're a huge Unreal or whatever Epic Store hater, put it aside and get Rhyme. Just do that. Just get Rhyme.
calm down. Get Rhyme.
So if you've played, a lot of people liken this to Journey. Some people liken it to Ico. But people say it's an emotional, beautiful game. I'm gonna play this when we get back from Taiwan. I've just decided I'm gonna sit down and play Rhyme.
Nice.
It looks like a beautiful world. I like the way you interact with the environment and the creatures in the environment. So
Whoa. Who just deleted 16 messages? Damn.
what?
Yeah. Calm down there, man. Woo.
What happened over there?
I don't know.
Well, whatever moderator deleted, was that Moobot the moderator
Yeah.
that deleted it, or
Move out. On point.
somebody's just trying to spam us, showing up from the next level?
Yeah.
Let me in. Let me in.
No.
No, let me in. Come on. You
Whatever.
son of a bitch.
Whatever.
All right.
Yeah. Guess what? Chex Quest 3 is out. It's free, and we
gonna
don't
play
need rock paper shotgun to show it.
Let's
Boom.
yeah.
We need desktop audio on.
Let's do this new game.
Woo.
That first episode. No, let's go to the second episode. Yeah.
Yeah. Gobs of goop. Let's
do it. All right, here we go. We're playing. This is a WAD for the original Doom engine. There's not a lot of different bad guys. Just this one, and I've got this little gun here. I'm gonna run out of my Zorch.
You gotta stop. You're just
I'm
zorching like crazy.
Spamming this stuff like crazy. How's the music? Probably a bit loud, but what's this guy doing? Those guys can't hurt me. They're back there. Oh no! How'd you get over here? I need more Zorch.
You're running low on Zorch, man.
Can this open? No. Oh, that's how they came around that way.
Yeah.
What's this? H2O? I'm looking for H2SO4. Sorry about that. All right, where am I going here? Can I go in there?
Are you hitting E to?
Yeah, I'm hitting E.
Hey, look, that
What
one's
is
different.
this thing? Finally, a new sprite. You know when they originally made the first game, they had 6 months, and the powers that be were like, 6 months is an eternity. to make
Who
a video
can't make
game.
a video game in 6 months?
Like, come on, guys. But 6 months is not quite enough to make a video game. That's why there's only like a couple of different... Oh, shit. I've got to spoon these guys.
You gotta spoon him.
Come here. Me and you were going to spoon. I'm Big Spoon. You're Little Spoon. Stop. Don't touch me. So, come here. So anyway, if you guys are looking for some new WADs to play and you want to be brainwashed by General Mills... Was this a secret?
Secret revealed.
Oh, what did I get? I got some more Zorch.
Yeah.
Only 20 Zorch. What's this?
Heckin' yeah, Zorch.
Heckin'?
Yeah, heckin' yeah.
Some more Heckin'?
Yeah. Not hexen.
God.
You're about to run out of Zorch again.
Somebody said hello to me the other day and they meant it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
What's this thing?
Whoa.
God, look at that muscly slime right there.
Whoa, man. That one. And he shoots slime balls at you.
Get out of here.
Oh, fuck, man.
I only got a spoon to fight this thing? Give me a break. All right, I should have go find some more Zorch. Checks advertising. Oh, no, I can't go that way.
You're running in without Zorch? You're crazy.
Jesus.
These things are going to eat you alive without any Zorch.
What's up here? Come on, go up. Don't shoot me. Okay, we got to get some Zorch. Oh, the blue key.
Here you go.
Sweet. I don't have to kill you guys. Has everybody seen enough of this? What's this? Yes.
Yeah. Here you
Gotcha.
go.
The blue key's over here. I don't need to kill those guys.
I appreciate, too, like, one of the other things that they had to do when they made this game was that they couldn't just have guns in it. So
Right.
everything is, like, remotes and stuff like that. Like, I appreciate that they put the effort into that.
This is basically a rocket launcher here. I don't
Yeah.
have a lot of Zorch left. Let me get my other gun out. Only got 9 shots. Where is it? Well, I guess that's my new gun then. Just rockets only. Nah, I'll spoon you. All right, I think I've seen enough of this. You guys seen enough of this? Dude,
Boom.
died. Oh, this is dark and creepy. I don't know. There's a lot of it. We should every week bring up a new WAD. There's a lot of WADs to check out for Doom. I'm always checking out new ones. We got a new one from John Romero coming in about a week. I ordered it. It should be here pretty soon. But John Romero made basically a new Doom game almost. All these different
nice.
maps and stuff. So yeah. Anyway, all right. That's enough of this.
Cool.
Back to the regularly scheduled programming.
Back to this. Meanwhile,
Are we going to talk about Earthworm Jim every week now? Is that the new thing too?
apparently the new thing for us to do is discuss Earthworm Jim once a week. So it's been 25 years since Earthworm Jim came out.
And
25 years.
that makes sense because a lot of the people who grew up on Earthworm Jim are now in their 30s and they're excited and they've got businesses where they can say hey, I want Earthworm Jim to come back so they can, new
So,
cartridge.
I Am 8-Bit is doing a reissue, a fully functional reissue Earthworm Jim cartridge for the 25th anniversary. It features Earthworm Jim 1 and 2.
That's pretty cool.
It's going to be limited edition, and it's Earthworm Pink.
I went to there's a new bar in town called Retro Game Bar. That's what it's called. They've got like 10 Super Nintendos, TurboGrafx. They've got Sega Master System, Segas. They got all the consoles, even a Jaguar. A Jaguar! But I bet they would love to have one of these.
No, I bet they would too.
So it's a pretty cool little place.
Yeah.
Why are we even talking about this? This is dumb.
Because it's fucking stupid what they named it. So, this year, and I love how they call it this year's Call of Duty. It's not like the next Call of Duty or anything. It's just like a Call of Duty that's obviously coming out this year.
Bros, give us money. I mean,
Yeah, so this year's Call of Duty is Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Not to be confused with Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. This is just Call of...
And there's also Call of Duty Remastered, which came out a couple of years ago.
Yeah. So...
And I mean, a lot of people love... Call of Duty Modern Warfare is probably the one that most people say is the most fun multiplayer version of Call of Duty, I guess.
Sure.
I don't know. I thought Call of Duty 2 was the most fun multiplayer before it got silly. But
Yeah. So, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Like, I don't fucking know.
All right. Speaking of sequels and stuff, Room 2. They renamed it to Room 2. It was just Rune Ragnarok before, but if you guys have not played the original Rune, I'll give you a quick rundown of what it is. It's a first-person arcadey slasher, as opposed to like the games like Mordhai and Chivalry and some of those games that have come out that have been more tactical and realistic. This is just mayhem. You run around with swords, chop people's limbs off.
No, you've got an arm off.
Yeah, this is going to be freaking fun.
Yeah.
And multiplayer is going to support up to 64 characters running around with maces, axes, swords.
Dragons.
There's a dragon in this thing. I can't wait. This is going to be a ton of fun. Just
bloody arms off. No, it isn't.
The multiplayer, this is like after a few beers. You were playing Unreal Tournament back in the day. It's like after a few beers, you're like, all right, are you guys ready for Rune? And then you just sit there and you're basically standing on your chair by the end of it, like hunched over, screaming at your keyboard. If it can come close to the original as far as like multiplayer shenanigans and mayhem, it's going to be awesome.
Man, I cannot wake up today.
More coffee. Oh, I drank it all.
Just drank it all.
I just drank all the coffee. E3 is going to be big for these guys. 400 people working on this damn game.
It's going to be an hour-long presentation.
So,
okay.
Yeah, see if you can get in now if you're going to go there. If not, they've got a little area where you can watch it. But I'm just curious to see, that hour presentation. I'm sure there's going to be a video of it. So after E3, we'll be seeing some videos of that for sure.
Like, stop trying to convince me that I need to buy this game when it comes out. I'm already going to get this game when it comes out. Just finish it now, okay?
Is this something you would pre-order?
Yeah, maybe.
We need a remake of Tiger Direct TV. God, if that company wasn't dead, that would be funny. I'd totally go back and hang out with Dan Brown and some of those guys that made that stuff happen.
So, Pathfinder Kingmaker Enhanced Edition Beneath the Stolen Lands DLC is coming out soon. It's going to be a free upgrade for all of you that already have it, like myself.
And you get all this fun stuff right here.
With the new class, Slayer.
Okay. Does he play hick metal?
Yeah.
I was with somebody the other day. We decided that Slayer was hick metal.
Hick metal, wow.
I was like, wow. Because I was like, you like Slayer? She's like, no. Like, you like
No,
Slayer?
I'm not into hick metal.
I was like, no. And she's like, I'm not into hick metal. Slayer and Lamb of God, they're hick metal. Oh, God, sorry.
What's this guy?
Have you seen this yet?
No.
Okay. This is coming out in just a couple of days. Mm-hmm. And what game let me skip into it. What game does this remind you of? And Bethesda's just not been doing so hot lately with a lot of their RPGs.
Looks like Oblivion.
Yeah, does it not look like Oblivion?
It really looks like Oblivion.
If the stories are cool and all that stuff, so far they say they've got like 4 towns and large open world with, they said, countless biomes or something like that. Okay. Lots of magic, a pretty cool looking combat system that they just recently rebalanced.
Scott Taylor says Slayer are from Southern California, though.
Yeah, the deep Southern California.
Yeah.
I really enjoy watching the guys in Slayer do interviews and talk and stuff, and then when they play the music, I'm like, well, whatever. It's just thrash metal. I guess it's whatever. Hick metal. God.
Hick metal.
It looks beautiful. Hey, that's the same content package that we bought for our trees.
Nice.
Using stuff that we bought. All right, anyway, that game looks really cool. Where did it go?
I accidentally X'd out.
How dare you.
Sorry. Still looks cool.
Which son?
That son.
They're using... Okay, it's funny because like now playing around in the Unreal Engine, I'm seeing some content packs that we purchased. Like, oh, they're using the bricks that we bought. And like, oh, that's the tree package that I bought. And you know what? Yes, good. Don't reinvent the wheel. If you can find a good-looking tree that's for sale for $30 instead of spending $4,000 to get someone to design a forest for you, buy it. Anyway, you ready for
PDX alerts?
Yeah, it's about time for some PDX
shot.
alerts. Let's see if any mayhem's happened this week. All right.
Okay, here we go.
What we got?
Police units attempting to locate a suspicious subject who's reported to be wandering through the yards of random houses. Suspect described as a white male wearing a Darth Vader mask and a bikini.
Welcome to Portland. That's all he's doing.
Yeah.
Just wandering around saying welcome to Portland. I bet.
Welcome to Portland.
White male. See, that is definitely some white male shit. Like you couldn't see anything else. There was no way that you would ever see that with like a Hispanic male is wandering around in a bikini and a Darth Vader uniform. It would never happen. You would only see it because the white The white guys, they've got it too easy.
Yeah.
So they can afford to run around in bikinis. I don't know what I'm going on about. I'm trying to make this into some social justice thing, but I can't do it.
Report of a male following someone and throwing things at them. He's currently being restrained by a bunch of construction workers.
All right.
Yep.
Sounds like that's handled. Mm-hmm. I mean, in Ireland, that would be considered to be handled. What else we got?
Whoa.
What? Someone driving a crane like a madman?
Yeah, something like that. Someone's having a mental health crisis atop of a crane.
I thought it was right downstairs.
Yeah.
Portland have a big drug problem.
Yeah.
I mean, I think everywhere does. I don't think the drug problem's as bad as it is in like really boring places in the sticks, like the middle of Kentucky, Vermont, places where there's just nothing to do and people just pop pills all day and take opioids. It's not as bad as that. But I mean, there's drugs, yeah. But you can look up the statistics. I don't think Portland is like that much higher than any other city.
Police to a disturbance in North Portland. Person is threatening to spray another person in the face with hairspray.
And they call the police.
Yep. Reports of a caller reports of a male on a scooter punched their car and threatened to shoot them, then rode off northbound on the scooter. Away! Yeah.
Okay.
We've also got caller reports a male is walking around carrying an axe and looking mentally unstable and agitated.
And what they didn't mention is he's wandering around saying, "Where the hell's the guy in the Vader mask?"
Yeah.
That's exactly what's happening. Meanwhile, in Washington County, the guy says there's a spider in his throat, and he can hear it flying around, and he was
Scared it will go
into his brain.
He's got a flying spider in his throat.
Guys, we have to catch this guy. He has the flying spider.
Yeah.
He has the flying spider.
Some people have nothing better to do. Report of a suspicious male. Caller says the subject is picking up random objects in the street, putting them in his backpack. Subject is now sitting on the curb drinking a 40. The fuck is that guy doing to you? Why did you need to call the police on that guy?
I feel like if I ever have a real emergency, I'm going to call and be put on hold.
I think this is that lady. Okay, so like back in the day when we used to be in our old offices and stuff, way back in the day.
It's right beside our old office.
That's right there. There was this lady, and we have video of it somewhere in the archives of our footage. But there was this lady, and she was dressed like very nicely for a lady that's sitting on the side of a library swearing at people.
Dixie cup
drunk. But she had a little Dixie cup filled with wine, and like 3 blocks before I could even got there, I could hear her, and she was yelling about, she just kept on like seeing people go by, and she'd be like, "You get away, you faggot!" And then she would like go, "Oh, they're so ornery," and stuff. But she just kept on calling everybody faggot, and she would just scream it really loud. It would just echo. Somehow she just had that magical like pitch that just echoed off of everything.
I know her story.
Oh, yeah?
So I heard her out there one day, and I loitered around and just kind of like leaned against a tree for a while and listened. Yeah. And just listened to her. She was, drinking wine out of a Dixie cup, and she's giving a monologue to the ground. Her husband left her for another man. So her husband was gay and was with her and finally came out and was like, "Listen, me and Bruce are fucking off." And then she snapped and went and sat on the park bench and called everybody that walked by a homophobic slur.
Wow.
She snapped.
She just
because her husband.
That's why
was
she
gay.
was dressed like
She's dressed
really
nice.
nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah. She had like clothes way more expensive than anything I was wearing that day.
She's
like,
probably, and she would just, I think she just said, "You know what? You take the house." She probably just cut herself off and said, "Fuck all of you guys. I'm gonna go live on the street and mourn and scream at people." And
wow.
And maybe the phrase, "He's so ornery."
He's so ornery.
She's still there.
God, I hope that's the lady.
It's her.
Because she was the only person of all the homeless houseless people that stood out there near the library and would yell stuff. She was by far the loudest and like the most rude out of everybody. So
I guess we'll end it with story time about.
Nope, we will not. Because,
you got more?
Because report of a male running around with a machete. Subject was swinging it around, but now it's concealed. Thank you.
Well, that's the end of the show today. Shall we? Shall we? See you guys next time.